Peyton Fender, and this is my extra scoop. Excited.
There we go. There we go. What's
Dude,
up, guys?
I love watching that promo, listening to that music. It's
I
awesome.
know. It is fun. It is fun. What's up, guys? It's the Inside Scoop gang here with Peyton's Extra Scoop, and we are excited for another fun show. And we got Peyton's got a big week. I got a big week. I'm leaving tomorrow for Miami, and she is as well. What, tomorrow night?
I'll leave probably around like 6-ish.
Okay. Yeah. You only have like an hour and a half, 2 hours. It's not really.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. She's like, yeah. Alex, what are you doing this weekend? Anything fun? No? Oh yeah, Alex may be super behind. Let's see. He doesn't hear us.
I
right.
am. Listen, I'm gonna step out and go back in. This is insane. The insiders have dealt with enough of Alex freezing. We don't need it again. I'm
All
gonna
right,
step
we're gonna
out and
go
come
ahead.
back. Love you guys.
Yes, sir. All right. So you're gonna leave at tomorrow. I'm leaving tomorrow morning. Let's see and this has been about 3 months now since you've competed. So
It's August, so like the end of August, so all of September, all of October, and then like the first week of November. So it's like 2.5 months, almost 3. Yeah.
yeah. It's so what's that like for you? I know for me, doing it was capitals until diamonds, and that was a little bit, of a break, which I needed. What about for you?
It's been rough not being able to really do much of anything, and then trying to teach with like a boot on, and then trying to teach not being able to show all of the movements to my students has been super difficult, and then just watching everyone train while I have to like sit back and just like, hey guys, I'm here. So it's so nice to be back. It's so nice to be able to finally go on the mat again and one, see all the people that I've missed over the last couple of months competing, and 2, just to have fun.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's going to be a fun event. I'm excited about all the extra different things they have going on. I mean, it literally starts at 9 a.m. tomorrow. The tournament does with I think they have like padded weapon sparring and a lot of the underbelt teams and stuff. So
underbelt teams, open rank, demos at 12. We're doing demo.
Yeah. So we get to see Peyton do some forms this weekend. So it's going to be exciting. If you guys are going to be at Miami, or if you guys just are watching, comment below. Excuse me, and let us know you're here. All right, so we will get into just Miami and everything, and what that's like for you. This is actually only my second Pan Am, so that's kind of crazy that as long as I've been competing, this is only my second Pan Am. Last year was my first one. And so when I was a kid, and I was competing on the NASCAR circuit and even into adults, Pan Am's wasn't on the world tour yet. So it wasn't one that I went to, I went to other events in Florida, like there were AA events like Gold Coast Classic and different ones like that were in that area that I actually went to Fort Lauderdale to compete in and stuff. But yeah, this is only my second time. So I had a great time last year. So looking forward to another one. Mark, hey, you won't be there. I know Jack Dark, another one of my friends from Virginia, he's going to be coming down. His family gave him the ticket for his birthday. So I'm like, all right, that's cool.
I think I've been doing Pan Am since I was a brown belt. I moved up into black belt as a brown belt, and then I got my first degree like of 6 or 7 years ago. So I've been doing Pan Ams ever since then, I think.
Nice.
Maybe missed one here and there, but I think I've been doing Pan Ams now since I was like 13.
Nice. Alex, how many times have you gone to Pan Am's?
I've only been there once.
Okay.
Been there once. It was a fun one. It was in 2010.
Right.
I did the Team USA versus Venezuela, and who else did we fight? We fought somebody else as well. I can't remember. Guatemala.
Yeah, that looked definitely fun. I remember watching that. Yeah, this is my second one. Last year was my first one. All right. As we have here, as you see, sport karate habits. All right. So, what are some sport karate habits? Some things that you do that maybe only sport karate people would get, or some habits you? I don't know. This topic can kind of go anywhere. All right.
Yeah.
So, what are some things that maybe only sport karate people do, that something that it's like, wait a minute, this is a weird habit. Who else does this? Nobody else does this. I know, Alex, you probably have something already off the top of your head.
There's a bunch that I think that I've witnessed more than I have myself.
That's true.
Right. And I think you witness it more in other people. Like, dude, that's weird. Right. But you don't see how weird you are. Right. But the biggest thing that I see that I don't understand is, and this is happening currently, what is with the need to have 485 pairs of extremely tight Adidas pants for every outfit? What is that?
Okay. All right.
Why is there not another pair of pants? What? Am I wrong?
Okay.
Am I wrong?
You're not wrong.
I'm not wrong.
Me
not
wrong. I only have like one pair, and I don't ever wear them because they're too tight. So.
But you know what I'm saying?
Though. Yeah.
That definitely is.
And that's the funny thing is, you would think like, oh, that's just forms kid type of thing. No, it's not.
No, it's not. No.
That's what's so weird. Is in this sport, it's so weird. A lot of times it's just like you can divide it and be like, oh, that's a forms thing. Oh, that's a fighter's thing. Not this one. This one is so strange. No. What is with it?
Everyone.
And they're all black. Why is it black is the only color too? I like color black. It's cool. But like black is the only thing that you can wear. And I got to believe in like any other realm of life, people will look at that and be like, don't you want another pair of pants? What? Is this the only one you have? Right?
All right. That's a good one. That's a good one. Peyton, you got anything for me on this one?
I don't know. I'm trying to think if I've seen anything weird. Like I would have never thought of that one. If I would have never thought of that one until he said something. And now it's like,
now it's like, wait, what? Well, I knew for me, go ahead.
One that I see is, and it may be like a comfortability thing, but I've noticed a lot of forms people, like their pants seem like small. I don't know. I've seen a couple people. It's not like a big thing, but like, you know what I mean? Like the high waters.
Yeah, the high waters. Yeah. So here's the deal. I have such an issue with pants all the time, right? All right. Of course, being a short, skinny person, it's not very easy. All right. So, literally, I need to have a size 4 top and a size 3 pant, and even then, it's like, all right, well, I kind of need to have, and some of them are 4, and I've had to roll them up, or I always roll the top waistband, but then when for traditional, I may need to, it's like, okay, do I need to do that or not? Because then they may not pop when I do a kick. There's so many things that go through your head. And then, the most important one is that, you have them really tight. And then right before, you got to compete, you got to go to the bathroom. Right. And then you're freaking out and the knot it's knotted up and you're kind of stuck. And we're getting really personal.
Actually, I will say this. That was probably my most uncomfortable thing about doing forms is that when you put your form uniform on and you put that, don't mess with me, right? But he's right. That was actually pretty good. All right. I had socks, Troy. But anyway, when you put your form uniform on, like you put that on, you were like literally you ironed it on yourself. and then now you got to go to the bathroom. Like,
I used to have
I might just wait.
the strings with like the Japanese uniforms where the strings would come from back here, and you had to put them here, and then you had to tie them. Yeah, I would always put that on, and then 10 minutes later, I have to use the bathroom.
Yeah,
that's
crazy,
another
right?
reason to do Korean forms instead. That right there.
Yeah.
Huh?
That alone is reason enough to do Korean forms instead.
Yes.
Oh man, that's so that's a good one. But yeah, pants are definitely something that like you got to get like really particular, you know what I mean? And so like I always, even honestly, I still wear the same pants. I've switched no matter all the different teams, all the different companies and stuff that I use. I usually just take the top and just put that on because it has all the stuff. I usually never wear the gi pants that they give me because the ones that I've had for the past 10 years work, right? Until, maybe they've dry rotted or something.
Minute. Okay, now
they're too old.
This is gonna. I gotta ask you a question, and I think
Alex, I still wear at least once a week my CJB 2004 pants. Okay, and they're too big for me. Like that's what's weird. They're bigger than all my other pants. It makes no sense. I'm like, wait a minute. I was 19 when I wore these, or something 20 when I wore these. Like, what is going on?
I could not wear that. Okay, do you ever wear just Taekwondo pants? Like, I know that we do Taekwondo, but I mean actual like WT Taekwondo pants.
So I just have blue ones. I have a blue WT uniform that I give for my black belts when they get their black belt. So those are kind of cool because the
like
the
Adidas
the texture is so
or those brands.
Yeah,
right.
Those are fun.
They're really good. I love those. Peyton, you never put on a pair of WT Taekwondo pants? They're very good. The tops I'm not a fan of. I don't think anybody is, right? But the pants are legit. So when you said you have all these,
that's a good one, Anthony.
Don't you just buy like a bunch of pairs at the same time? You don't do that?
So honestly, man, I need to get rid of so many uniforms. All right. And I could probably get rid of one uniform a week and still have too many. Like
I would,
especially as a martial arts instructor, like
because I would encourage you not to do that because I did the same thing and I was like, oh, man, kind of wish I had those again. But I'm actually the people I gave them to, I'm actually really glad that they got to have them. But no, here's what I mean. Like, okay, like for foot pads, I have 2 pairs of foot pads that are unopened that I know that as soon as mine wear out, boom, they're right there.
Yep.
I don't want to wait for that, but that's the same thing for everything, right? I bought a new belt on Amazon, like, I don't know, like a couple weeks ago. So you know what I did? I went and bought 2 more because eventually that belt will wear out. And who in the world wants to shop for something new again, right? I found a pair of shoes I like. I'm like, great. Let me go buy 2 more.
2 more, yeah. No, I do that
because
with shoes.
I know they're gonna wear out. I found a pair. I don't want to shop for anything ever again in life, right? My wife made fun of me because I bought a 6-pack of t-shirts. Now they're like high-end t-shirts and it wasn't cheap, but I'm like, she goes, this is just the same as you going to Kmart. I'm like, nah, this is not Kmart, right? But I don't want to shop for anything ever again. I just want it there, right? But
hey, it's true.
Okay, I'm sorry. That was long-winded because we talked about tight-fitting, unnecessarily tight black Adidas pants for everything.
All right, one thing that all my martial arts, I don't know what it is, like my martial arts instructors and friends, they'll just randomly do martial arts wherever we're at, right? And ask me like, hey, want to start practicing like a form and show me this new form in the parking lot somewhere. I'm like, before we went to like, let's say Red Lobster, right? Afterwards, we're there for 30 minutes, pretty much training out in the parking lot while cars are going around us, just
Stop.
practicing like forms. Yeah. I'm like, dude. And I'm kind of like, hey, can we stop this? Can we go on? But my instructor's like, oh God, don't worry about that. It'll be okay. And like, yeah, that's just kind of what he does all the time. And it's not the only one. There's so many. Everyone else in the comments saying the same thing.
Yeah, I do that.
Do not do that.
I would go through Home Depot with my parents after learning like a new bow form, and I would pick up like just a piece of wood and be like,
yeah.
Well, of course, that's what we all did. That.
Yeah. Well,
That
see,
was
I always fork and spoon, kata, practicing all my kama stuff. Yeah.
I would do demo just randomly throughout the day. Like I'll be walking through school and I'd be like,
okay.
Wow.
So these are things that you guys are mentioning.
Mark Myers is
right?
mentioning something funny. So we were after a tournament and we were playing Jenga at a bar, right? After a tournament one time, Mark and a bunch of us,
big
lifestyle, big Jenga, yeah,
life size Jenga, right?
Okay,
right, gotcha.
And so, literally, people were playing this, and people are like kicking and punching, and they're like, "Oh, it's my turn." I'm like, "Hold on, yeah, I'll show you that part of this form that I want you to try." It's a legit thing. Yeah.
No, I would not do that.
No, you wouldn't do that.
No, I would not do that.
Oh man.
No, because you know why?
Why?
I would know why I would not do that, because I know someone would want to fight me.
Well, see, that's what my mindset is too. All right, so listen, I wouldn't do that by myself or any but when other people are around and it's just like a big group of us, okay, all right, they're gonna make it awkward anyway if I don't. So, all right, and see, we have the one friend that every time we go to the restaurant, he's always like, "Hey, do you know who this is? This is 23-time world champion Jeff Doss. This blah 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 blah."
No,
and like, you need to treat him like, go get him a free drink on the house or whatever. I'm like, what the heck? Yeah. No. And we got pulled over one time driving with this guy to Pittsburgh, right? And he said, "Oh, don't worry, we'll just tell him who we are." And I was like, "Excuse me, what? They don't care who we are." The cop comes, he's like, "Do you know who I am, sir?" I'm like, "Oh, dude, we're gonna get locked up just from you like talking to this guy like that." Yeah.
Do you know who I am, Mr. Officer? That's what he's saying.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, and see, Mark knows exactly what I'm talking about. Oh man.
That's
crazy.
All right. No, I would not want anything to do with that. Those guys get you in fights.
Exactly. Yeah. So much trouble. All
right. So that doesn't have anything to do with like habits. I think
one more.
A habit. Let's think about this. It probably has something to do with everybody's a little different, but I would say training, like how you train. Like we talked about this, Jeff. Like you can't lift weights the same way before a tournament. You can't lift weights the same. Like like the very next year after I like stopped competing, for months I lifted legs every single day, which people think that's stupid. That's not, you can't do that, right? But and you know who told me to do that? Did I ever tell you that?
I don't remember.
Arya Daivari.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So Peyton, we had one episode. We had Arya Daivari, who's a WWE wrestler. Now I think he's in AEW, right? He is in AEW.
Yeah, he's in.
Right.
Yeah, he's in AEW now. Yeah.
But it was cool, Peyton, because he was one of my karate students. He's a second-degree black belt. He's a talented guy. Obviously, he's a talented martial artist. I mean, he's a professional athlete, right? So anyway, he just was saying one time, he's like, I think he made a post or something. He's like, yeah, lifting legs every single day. So I call him. I'm like, that's make-believe. You're not really doing that. And he's like, no, actually, it's awesome. My legs are never sore. And I'm like, how can they never be sore? Right? He goes, because then it's never a shock because I do it every day.
Right. Yep.
All right, checks out. So I gave it a shot. So something like that, like how you train, how you prepare, like what you do, right?
Yeah.
Like I think there's so many things that we take for granted that we don't think about. Like, all right, for a short amount of time, I was a high school swimmer, right? And I mean real short, right? It was like a season and a half. But even to this day, I can't walk into a pool, that's a lap pool, and it immediately takes me back. The smell, the sounds immediately take me back. And I can't just do a leisurely swim. I can't do it. It's impossible, right? And I did a season and a half, right? In junior high, right?
Right.
So imagine the things that we just don't even think about, right? The way we look at a gym, the way we look at a hotel, ballroom, right? Little things like that we're probably not even picking up on. And we're like, oh yeah, I guess we're a little different, aren't we? Right? There's got to be dozens and dozens of those. Here's one.
Well, yeah.
Probably. How about Domino's Pizza? I've said it before. Domino's Pizza.
Yeah.
If I see another Domino's Pizza box again, I think I'll burn it.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, I mean, I'm always, anytime I go to a hotel or something, I'm always like, all right, let me see the ballroom. Can we do a tournament here or not? You know, yeah. That's
anytime you walk in.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah. Anytime you walk into one, it's like, wow, I feel like I've been here.
Right.
At least for
right.
Yeah.
All right. So let's go towards so Peyton, we have Pan Am's this week. This is a home state event for you. What is that mindset like for you going into this weekend, or even anytime you go into Pan Am's or like a US Open? I know US Open's different, but
US Open, yeah. US Open's bigger. I feel like that one for me it's like a home state tournament, but it's huge. So it's like a world home state tournament, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, but for Pan Am's, I feel like all like no matter like where you're at some point, but like all the Florida competitors, we all go to Pan Am's. Like we're all there no matter what. For me, I feel like being, in Florida, living here, it's like I have to do good because I'm from here. For me, at least, like it's one of those things where like, oh, like I have to be the best because it's my home state.
Right. Yeah.
That's
what do you Sensei?
Yeah. Alex, you probably have a similar, we shared this actually before talking about diamonds, right? Similar thing when it goes to
I
that.
wish.
Yeah.
There's a lot of times where I wish that I could only have had the diamonds as my home state and I only have viewed it as a competitor, right? Sometimes I go back and forth, like, because we know what the impact is going to a major event early on in your martial arts training. It could be pivotal, right? And so you don't know what that's going to be. You don't know who's going to have that kind of interaction. So when I ran martial arts schools in Minnesota, my goal was, listen, you guys don't know that you don't know this, but every single one of you needs to go to the finals. And they're like, but why? We're just competing in the inter, because sometimes some of the kids they would just do the intramural. They're like, no, we're actually busy on Saturday. We can't go there. I'm like, all right. I'm like, well, you need to get back that night. And they're like, why?
Exactly.
Now I have to explain it to them. So now what I have to do is I have to properly, right, elevate and pedestalize that tournament, right? But I would have said the same thing if it would have been the New England Open. I would have said the same thing if it would have been America, right? But it's not.
You got to go to the finals.
It's the diamonds, right? So it's a little different, right?
Yeah.
So now I accurately build it up and pedestalize it. So then I'm like, you guys got to do this. You guys got to do that. And then I turn around and I'm like, all I've been saying in my head is how important and how big and how you can't mess this. And now I turn around and now I'm like, I've essentially psyched myself out sometimes. Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I look at the other guys like Greg didn't sell nothing. Greg can't sell nothing. Greg Betlock. He can't. No way. I'm sorry, Greg. You're a homie. You're amazing. You're a phenomenal guy. You couldn't sell nothing. Right. So he didn't. But the guy had a lot more success than me, right? Hamid doesn't care. You know how Hamid sold tickets to the finals to his students? He's just like, you guys got to go. And they're like, but why? And he goes, because I'm going to fight and I'm going to win.
There you go. I love
Don't you want to see your instructor win? But I couldn't actually say that because then I would be a jerk, right? So, because he was always going to be seated in the finals anyway, so he could do that. And I'm like, well, all right. But approaching AKA now, because now this is my home state tournament, right?
Yes, sir, Murph. Yes, sir.
I actually approached this one a lot different, which is, appropriately, like, guys, this is our only shot. Yeah, at a tournament in our state like this, like, you don't get another shot. You go out there, the guy that's in front of you, okay, and it's starting out the year this way. Like, think of what that could do for you, right? Like, if you go out there and whoever was the world champion the year before, if you beat him in the first round, if you first round him, and then now here you go, look at what that does for you, right? So you got nothing to lose. Just go for it. Put everything out there, right? And then now I'm saying things like that. I don't sell nothing out here, right? So it's a whole lot different. I actually wish I could have approached it a little differently when I was in Minnesota, but then at the same time, if I wouldn't have done that, who of my students that went to the finals had an amazing moment and pivotal moment because of that? Like, I don't want to take that away from somebody either. You know what I mean? But home state tournaments, yeah, we all have the locals that we go to and we know what they feel like. And as soon as you walk in, you have a nice, nostalgic feel, right?
Oh, yeah.
Where it's comfortable, you know it, you like it. But then
you had that big one.
It's Miami,
It's,
World Series of Martial Arts, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's DC,
so yeah, for me,
right?
Yeah.
Right.
So and for me, it was Capital Classics, and then it became Charlie Lee's World Series. But that was kind of the biggest one in the area. Actually, there were some big local ones back then. I mean, a lot of the locals back then were like 600, 700, so it was intense no matter what. So you had your close ones, even though the battle isn't close to me, it's still like 6 hours. It was still like the big local, to me, it was like still my home tournament because that was the first big tournament that I kind of went to. But again, I was that story of, I was telling someone that this guy I met was asking about how I got into martial arts, and then told him, about my story, but then why I stuck with it. And it was that my mom took me to the finals, my first tournament, and I went to the finals. She could have just said, all right, you're done. Let's go. Let's get back in. No, we're down here in North Carolina. We're going to the finals. I don't remember competing, but I remember going to the finals and seeing the night show. And those people that I looked up to eventually became my coaches, my instructors, my friends, and what's funny is that tournament is this weekend as well. So I have a couple of students going. And a couple years ago, I finally went back there because he stopped his term for like 30 years and then he brought it back. Right. So it was cool and he's one of those kind of like the Diamonds that puts all the winners, on his flyers. And so it was cool for me to finally be able to be on that. And that was the first tournament that I ever went to. So it was pretty sweet. As we're talking about this, let's go into the next one to finish up the show. Where would you retire at? All right. We've had a lot the past 2 weeks have been retirements at WKC. We've had retirements last year where Edgar retired at Pan Am's. We've seen a lot of retirements at Diamonds. In some ways, we probably all answered already where we probably would, because I kind of think I know everyone's answer. But
Peyton didn't. What would Peyton say?
I was probably Pan Am's because one, it's home state tournament. Two, it's the last one. For me, it's usually the last one of the year. So, I just feel like it's a great place for me to retire. It happened to be like not one of my first NASCAR tournaments, but one of my first. It was my first tournament as a black belt, like competing in black belt, and I was, I think, 12 or 13. So I just kind of have that, those memories of moving up throughout Pan Am's, and I've only ever missed maybe 1 or 2 in the last 7 years, 6 or 7 years. So I feel like Pan Am's would be would be like my retirement tournament.
Wow.
Nice. All right, Alex.
I mean,
you go now.
Yeah, it would probably be the diamonds. And I tried to think
I figured,
something else like
it kind of has
what
been,
else
right?
could it? Yeah. Well, I suppose it was. But I mean, if I would have won,
I don't count that.
if I would have beat Jason instead of getting my body removed from my soul, right? So
hey, that was a great fight, though, man. That was a fun fight.
Demoralizing. Like, I beat Jason Borelli 9-8, and they're like, "Oh, sorry, no, you didn't. You got to fight him again." And we go through all this, and then to end with like he just sidekicks a hole in my soul. Yeah, that's okay, man. It's okay. I'm here. Yeah, I mean, maybe I would have retired. You can't. I'm not retired. I'm just not fighting anymore, right? But if I was good enough at the time to retire, I think I probably would have been then. But like objectively, let's look at it. If it wouldn't be, what else would it be? I mean, Ray did it at the Irish Open, and I feel like that was appropriate because
that was appropriate for him. Yeah,
he I mean, like, he is the Irish Open. I don't want to say like it's not the thing, but like he owned that tournament, right?
Right.
But I mean, he could walk into any tournament. He could walk into the U.S. Open and be like, "Yeah, I know I wasn't here as much as I was at every other tournament, but clearly I'm the best." So whatever, right? And guys have retired at the U.S. Open, so
yeah, some have. Yeah, I mean, for me,
well, what about you, Jeff? Where would you retire?
Because I'm still kind of one of those old school guys where you retire at the Diamonds, right? That's just kind of the thing. But at the same time, for me, it would probably have to be the Battle. I would say it was my first tournament.
Just so many iconic
big tournament. Yeah. So, and for me, like the Southeast, and that was the biggest tournament, and just the history and the weight it has. I mean, just that my first instructor came to my school about 6 weeks ago, and was looking around and seeing, and his wife just said, "Oh, is that what's that from?" And I was like, "Oh, that's the Battle of Atlanta." And he was like, "Yeah, that was when I won on stage." And he was like, "I'm so proud of you." I was like, I'm like, wow, okay. Like, but to him, it's like, I mean, he grew up going to the Battle all the time, right? And it's just like, that was just a dream to even go to the finals, it's like, so to be able to do something like that, that's important. And for me to understand that history, is cool.
Mm-hmm.
What's up? You
still
good?
trying to wrap my head
around?
And I'm proud of you. I'm trying to wrap my head around, Jeff, and I'm proud of you, unsolicited, without having immediately just done something. Like if you went and did a performance, and he's like, "Man, that was so good. I'm so proud of you," but you were just standing there.
Yeah.
He just,
I was just standing there.
So proud of you. I don't think I've ever had that before.
Yeah. He's I mean, he was my instructor for maybe a year and a half, but he definitely is, always supportive and telling everyone. So it's really cool, to have people that support you like that. So yeah, man.
But I have a different question.
All right.
Let's say Charlie Lee's or World Series of Martial Arts had still been going the last 15 years.
I mean, it probably would have.
Would that change your mind?
Maybe, but see, for me, that was still not. It was a good tournament, but it was never. It didn't get to be big until later, right? So, like, I didn't grow up idolizing that tournament. That was a tournament that came about as I was already competing. So DC would have been more of that, but I'd still say, I mean, like, I didn't go to DC until 93. My first Battle of Atlanta was 1990. So I went to four years before I even went to Capital Classics. So it's just like people that weren't even martial artists knew about the Battle of Atlanta. Okay.
Mhm.
Like when I went to sign the deal for Liberty University to have my first national tournament at the university, the guy was like, "Oh, have you ever competed at Battle of Atlanta? My cousin's little brother, he got third place in the underbelt division at the Battle of Atlanta." Like there's people that just know about the Battle of Atlanta, you know. And so for me, it's just, you know, it's just legendary.
That's a great point. Who has retired at the battle that we know of? Has anybody retired at the battle that we know of?
I don't know, because even Tony Young, he retired at Diamonds, you know. So I guess it probably happened when we were when it was at the end of the year. Remember, a couple of times it was at the end of the year, and then they switched it. You know, that was the only thing, just because it kind of switched a little bit. Now it being 2 weeks before US Open is a little, you know, a little different, but you know, I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
All right. So Peyton,
remember there was that one year where it was 2 times where it was twice. I think it was 97 where it was in the spring and in the fall.
That was 97.
That was weird.
Yeah, that was wild. That was wild. All right, guys. So, all right, guys. So, Peyton, anything you got to say before competition this weekend?
Oh man, I'm just excited to see everyone. I can't wait to see you guys. You know, I can't wait to be on the mat with everyone again. I'm super excited, super ready to fight. It's been too long. So yeah, I guess I'm just excited to see everyone.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun time. It's gonna be a fun time. We're gonna miss you, Alex. You know, but you'll be in spirit.
You guys too.
Last tournament of the year. So
do you have anything that you have you know, coming back from injury, Peyton? Do you have anything that you've been specifically training that you're like, all right, I'm feeling good now. I was using this one training regimen. Now I'm feeling healthy. Do you have anything like that?
I guess my training regimen period, no matter like, because before I was injured, I would train Mondays. I would do Mondays and Wednesdays, but like throughout the week I was getting other things. So like I would go to the gym, or I would do like jump in on a private that someone was doing just to get some type of like movement in. So I guess working up to where I'm at now post injury, I've just really been more fine tuning all of the things that I was working on before, and with trying to get my confidence back doing those things. So yeah, I guess the stuff is the drilling is the same. It's just now the confidence is trying to get back in because it's been a minute.
Got it. Awesome.
It's great.
Yeah,
awesome.
Jeff, how many divisions you got this weekend?
Ooh.
I'm just doing 4 this weekend. Just 4.
What?
Yeah, just 4.
Who's crazy is just 4. Just 4.
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
wild.
at Diamonds I did 6, and
I know.
Well, actually, you know what? I may even jump into the ITF tournament. I still may do that. I don't know. We'll see.
Man, I have students that do like every single one.
Yeah, I know. It's insane.
Goodness. I know some that just they have to do like 9 forms in one day, and I'm like, y'all are crazy. It's not me. No, thank you.
No, thank you.
I'd fight 20 rounds in a day before I had to do 9 forms. No, thank you. I'm good.
Yeah, Alex agrees on that too.
There are times where I agree with that. But listen, that's a lot. That's a lot of miles. When you do the form, your training doesn't change. You're going to be training the same amount. It's the one. It's another performance. So if you do 4 form divisions or 2 form divisions, your training isn't that much different. It's just 2 more performances. So, but when you do 2 more fighting divisions, that's a lot more rounds. Well,
Oh, yeah.
as long as you don't
Yeah.
suck.
Right. True.
Very
Oh
true.
man. All right, guys. So we're gonna see everyone this weekend, and thank you for joining us for another episode of Peyton Scoop. This has been a fun time, and we will see you December, right?
Always a fun time.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, you'll be
Well,
back
I'm saying
then.
our next
Oh,
show is in December. Yes.
I'm on my cruise that week.
Oh, all right. So we'll have to figure something out. Look at
You
her.
got
She's going on a
Wi-Fi.
cruise.
Don't worry about it.
That's true. Just be on a boat. Hey guys. Well, oh yeah, okay. I
You
probably
can
do that.
show us around.
We'll see.
It's
I'm
got
going
to be better. It's got to be better Wi-Fi than Alex.
I'm going to see
Oh my
BJ.
gosh.
I don't know if you guys remember
It's a good one.
Brandon Taylor.
Yes.
Yeah, he's doing the show.
Oh, he is. Oh, that's awesome. That's
so
sweet.
we're going on his ship, and we're going to see him do his show.
That's sweet. That's right. Your dad told me about that. That's awesome. That's cool.
Now, where's your cruise going to? Like, what kind of cruise?
I know we go to the Bahamas, but that's really all the information I have.
She's just getting on a boat. All right, she's getting on a boat. That's
it's my birthday week, man.
She's on a boat.
All right, guys. See you guys next time, and we will see you. Alex won't be here next week as well, so I will be on Monday, and with some special guests to talk about our crazy weekend. So, see you guys next time.
Bye, everyone.